take it right, never tenses. But playing the weeds, leave them making my intentions. That hood life, just that hood life.
Host Erica.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? Thank you for tuning in. Today will be this episode 26. Thank you guys for everybody that's supported us, been with us throughout this. Today's gonna be a pretty short one. We didn't have too much, or I didn't really come up with any content other than a few topics, that I wanted to bring up, and things like that. So again, thank you for tuning in. The first topic I wanted to talk about in particular was just to remind you guys on August 8th, there is still a protest. Not a protest. I think it's more of a stance, and they want to gather money and save money for particular vendors to see how they can help them and things like that. I believe. Sin Manchas is putting some of that together, So, just a reminder, still support, what I'm saying, no matter what your agenda is, everybody has their other agendas, but we still have to come to, some understanding that we're going to back each other up, you know what I mean? And we're going to have each other support. They are going to have performances, they're going to have vendors there, you know what I mean? And from what I understand, the proceeds are going to go to vendors and how to help vendors for the future or try to get them license, things like that. I'm not too sure again. If you could go to Sigmanchas, they have a thing. I know Pop Lock and Creeper is gonna be going. I know the Road Dogs might be going. I heard a few people's gonna go, So I said just I wanted to remind people that I think it's important that we still remember and remind each other, that there are gonna be protests out there or at least some type of gathering to continue with as far as speaking up for each other and what we feel as far as what the vendors going through their thing, Black Lives Matter, NAACP. There's so many people that have certain agendas, but if we could just remember to support each other, come out to the events, spend some money with each other, things like that, I think is very important. That's my stance.
There's I wanted to give a shout out to the brother Jonah, with the Free the Kids. He's been doing a lot of work with these marches. Recently, there was a protest march in Yucaipa, and there was a few of the organizers, and I think just other people too, that were at the protest that ended up incarcerated. So they were picked up and. From what I understood, they were picked up for one of the organizers with child negligence, if I'm not mistaken, because she brought her child to the protest and failure to disperse or whatever, something like that, whatever the terminology is. But what they ended up doing is they ended up doing a GoFundMe page, which I thought was awesome. They ended up doing a GoFundMe page to raise money to be able to post bails for some of these people, and then also to get their cars out of the impound because people's cars were also impounded. So they were able to post bail for, I think, 3 individuals, and they were able to get, as far as I know, 3 different cars out of the impound through that GoFundMe page. I think they're continuing to collect monies because, like how he's saying, we're continuing to protest. There are stuff that keeps happening. We're still moving and in action. So that money is still being collected. That GoFundMe page is still active. I encourage everybody to go and $20, $5, whatever you can. It always adds up and it always helps. And again, it's to bail our organizers, our brothers and sisters out, and to help them get their vehicles that are getting impounded while they're out there organizing or protesting. And so it's a big help. So, and that's what the brother Jonah and his IG is in between the BS. And the GoFundMe link is in his bio.
Yeah, I seen that. I thought that was dope. They even posted up like the receipts, you know, and who they bailed out. I thought that was really dope. You know, I think that is important. You know, so you know that's thinking outside the box, right? Like, oh, what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Where
Because
like
it's
you get in trouble
important
and shit. You know?
for us to fight our
Yeah.
cases out here. So that whole bailing thing, I think a lot of people don't understand. Like if you bail a brother out, oh my God, his chances to be able to beat the case, to be able to better, you know, negotiate his case or whatever it is that he needs to do, plan so his or her family doesn't end up being without, because what if they're the main breadwinners? What if they're, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, having these people out is really important, and being able to, you know, bail them out so that they can fight their cases outside is really, really important. Not just for organizers, for anybody, you know, especially with
Yeah.
this fucked up ass system.
Yeah, because you know, like I've been there, you know, for sure. I've been there.
Me
Erica's
too.
bailed me out, you know,
I've
and
been
you
bailed
know,
out.
where it's like, if I wouldn't have got bailed out, I would have been in jail. Still in jail for all I know, you know. So it's just different, you know. You come, you feel, you know, clean, you know. Remember, you know, these are things. That's why I think it's important, you know. Erica was like initially like, oh, we don't have nothing to say, you know, but you know, through talking, we remember things, you know, and we want to remind each other things like the system is meant to break us, you know, break us in mentally, physically, like all kinds of things, you know. So you know, like she just said, it's so important that if you are able to get bailed out, to be bailed out, because your mentality, you even think different. You're not in jail worried about some bullshit about who wants to talk about what. You're not talking about no getting into no fights, like seeing some drama unfold that damn you didn't even want to get into, but you got to because you're there. You know what I'm saying? And just it's just different. You come to court dressed correctly. You know, you don't get looked at like the fucking criminal because they bring you out in their fucking little garments, and you know what I'm
All
saying?
that
Like all
matters.
that makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important. I mean, even the public defenders look at you different. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know they're already on some way off schedules, fucking 30, 100 fucking loads of caseloads, and so you know what I'm saying? Like it's just something that I think mentally and physically and just in every aspect of you know fighting your case differently. It is there's a big difference between being locked up and fighting it and being out. You know, so it's important. You know, and I think you know props to the homie for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that even got it together. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever thought about it. Hey man, that's what we gotta talk about. That's the things we gotta keep doing. You know, and you know I would like to continue to remind people. Um, I know we still have shit out there that's negative that people are putting out there, and you know, I'm just gonna remind you: keep focused, stay focused. Try not to engage in something that is just not gonna be meaningful or is not gonna make progress. You know, because we always want to move forward. You know, we don't ever want to go backwards or some shit. You know, and hey, I also get emotional when I see some shit on TV. I mean, on IG or someone tells me that I fuck or I see it on YouTube. You know, but it's important to stay focused because that you know that's another thing. You know, they're always trying to break us down, divide us, make us weaker than what we are. Like they think we are. We're not fucking weak. We're on top of our shit. I think we're gaining momentum, and I applaud everybody that's out there. You know what I mean? Doing things. We just did something on
Yeah, I
on.
was gonna mention that.
Yeah,
That's
go ahead,
funny.
go
I
ahead,
was like,
go.
yeah, on Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, we that was pretty dope. We ended up, so this is something that we were talking about in the previous podcast, where we were like, damn, because we had been talking about the Long Beach protest, and we had when we went to the Long Beach protest, there was actually a protest in our city, and we were like, damn, we didn't make it to our city, so we were kind of trying to make sure these past few weeks we've been trying to make sure that we're more involved and more aware.
Yeah.
As to what's going on in our city, and still staying in touch with what we started with, you know, like the groups and marches we started with at the same time, because we know it's not just in our community, it's something bigger, right? So but on Saturday we went to the council members home, the NAACP of Pasadena, organized together with I'm sorry, I'm not really sure who the other organizers were, but there was also a radio host there, and we were like caravanning through Pasadena, through the different council members' homes.
Yeah.
And it was like I think it was like 20 cars. You know, we started out at one location. Did you end up going to the city hall?
I didn't, because when I did pass by later on, we ended up having to leave early. No one was there still till like almost past 1. So I was like, dang, and then so I didn't go.
Oh, so at the end of the caravan, so it was like I think 7 or 8 council members, and then they were supposed to meet at City Hall. And at the end of the caravan, we kind of broke off towards, like, I think we missed 3 council members' homes.
Right.
We did most of them, but I had a video shoot or something that I had to go to, but so we didn't finish it. He was supposed to go, but I guess he went by at City Hall and didn't really see them. But that's something in Pasadena. I think that was something pretty cool, you know, to get involved with. So look up in your cities and, you know, get involved there too.
Yeah, you know, with different things, you know, like this, they're still going down to Pasadena every Friday at 5 o'clock. We're meeting, you know, people are meeting up. I'm trying to go as much as I can. I forgot completely. Last Friday, I don't even know, you know, what was I doing or what, but I remember last minute, I'm like, ah, shit, my bad, you know. But, you know, it's again on Friday here in Pasadena. You know, speak up, you know, like I said. As a matter of fact, the picture. I'm going to post up and let you guys know that it's not too many of our own people there, you know, so we have to push each other, talk to each other, invite each other. Even though if you can't go now, you can go later. Every Sunday they meet up at Pintoresca Park, and they also talk about, you know, things that they want to implement as far as like, you know, policing and or how we're gonna conduct ourselves as far as like the councilman, or how do we feel, you know, just how do you feel in your city? So, you know, remember that, you know, that's on Sunday. And, you know, we just wanted to keep reminding you guys, you know, like I'm going to still remind you guys that, you know, we don't really get political too much in here, you know, but I will say, and like I say, stay focused, because in my eyes, I feel that they're just trying to divide us. And, you know, I have a stance, you know what I'm saying? I mean, our B&B Entertainment stands for something, you know, which Erica runs, you know? So it's like, I can't stress enough how much we've come along, and there are going to be people out there trying to destroy us or destroy things that we do with Black and Brown. As soon as that's like the most positive thing you can think of, right? Like that we could be doing. So, you know, stay focused. You know, I heard there was a dude from East Coast Scripts that like is a part of that. You know, that's one of the main guys. I think it's Little Doc or something like that. That the homie Troubles from West Side, you know, I think he's out in Atwater, was talking to me about him, you know what I'm saying? And like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can he get busted? And the first thing I thought about was like, remember when they were fucking with T. Rogers and shit? You know? T. Rogers is another member, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, he's associated with whoever he's associated or not. I'm not too sure, you know, I don't want to talk for him, but I know that he has a movement where he believes in unity, you know, amongst his people. And it's Bloods and Crips, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as the brother was trying to do something positive, and you know, for those that don't know T. Rogers, look him up so you can know who he is, you know. The Commander Akil Bashir, you know, introduced me to him, you know what I mean? Through a program at PCITI. And those are just good people that at the end you guys might be thinking when they get arrested, like, he got arrested again, you know? But it's really some other bullshit, you know? There's people really trying to lock people up because that's just something that is gonna make power. It's power. I was just telling my kids and my kid, Gordo, yesterday, you know, it was 2 Mexican dudes and 2 black dudes, you know, and I'm looking at them and I go, you know how much power you fools have? Just you 4? And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, you know, like, you guys are so powerful just right now standing together, but we're too busy sometimes not acknowledging this. So I just wanted to tell you guys, you know, they were all like, what the fuck, you know? But it's true, you know, like I feel we need to empower each other, you know what I'm saying? Erica, I know she believes it as far as, you know, empowering women. She pushes that, and she encourages her sisters and queens, you know, to do their thing, you know, and we got to do it too amongst men, you know. So just a quick reminder on the protest, you know, or whatever new events, you know, that, you know, post them up, DM us. We're glad to talk about it, post them up on our website. on our Instagram or our Facebook, anything that we have, we'll be glad to share it, and we just want to remind you, stay focused on that, and to go to the next subject that I wanted to talk about that was important, I felt, um, also was just we're pretty much touching on it, so it's kind of like dang, but stay focused on the black and brothers, black and brown unity, because I just can't stress it enough how much I feel that we've came. So just for negative shit, like I feel like the dudes, those little black kids that are doing stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, out there, like as you guys see, there's a bunch of other, OGs that are like they ain't with that, I feel like they pay them. I feel like somebody's paying these motherfuckers, like
I'm not even seeing anything anymore.
to
It was just like during this little
to fuck shit up,
on,
So it's like she said, you know what I mean. Hopefully it stops. It's not something that continues, because I mean, even well, I don't know, because she said it hasn't really happened, but there has had like in the past 2 weeks. There's been a few that.
No, I'm not saying it hasn't. It hasn't happened. Because we had talked about it before. Yeah, you haven't seen it, is what I said. Right. You haven't really seen it, because it was happening before it was on social media. Like we had mentioned, his sister's husband did that a couple of years ago to, or you know what I mean? It wasn't being filmed, right? Like, so it's just not being filmed again.
Yeah. So I like I said, and so I just wanted to stick to that, and just one thing that I did, want to touch bases on that has, pretty much nothing to do with this, but it is about politics. Like I said, we don't talk a lot, but remember, people, you should still vote. Stay concentrated on what you can, who you're voting for, what you're voting for. I mean, there's just so many things out there right now where, I was just talking to some dude, he was talking to me about how he felt, right, about the politicians, and look, right now at this moment, let's make it known that there might not be the best candidate. You know what I'm saying? But if there isn't, what are we going to do about it? Because we've had enough time to push somebody. If we really wanted to, like we could push somebody, So what are we going to do? Because this arguing about, oh, so you like Trump? Oh, you like this fool? Like Democrats and Republicans have fucked over the minorities, period. No one's better than the other. Donald Trump catching the end part of a lot of things that were going down. Like, for example, the kids in cages, it was going down through the administration of Obama too. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't said. We didn't see it. It was swept under the rug. So you know what I mean?
It's always during political years that different agendas come up to play. An election year.
Yeah.
That different people's agendas come out to play, and they tug on different heartstrings depending on what they really want to do and what the community, what they feel like the people is worried about at that time, or what they want to make the people worried about at that time. You might not even be worried about something, but then all of a sudden it's like, we're going to talk about gun violence and, and it's like, bring back all this other shit because it's a freaking election year.
Yeah, so, and the reason I bring that up is because that turns up a lot of people, because where I'm at with it is, regardless of what you, I'm learning it with Erica a lot, even with ourselves here, where I might not like what you say or what you believe in, but hey, it is who you are. I still fuck with you, you know what I mean? Like, I know who you are, what you are about. So I think when we have more of these grown-up conversations like this, where we're not arguing about, oh, so you're a Trump supporter, or you're a Democrat supporter, or you like Biden, or oh my God, and now you know what I mean, with all this fucking child molestation and all these other people coming up, and who backs who up, and it just, there's too much. Let's just concentrate on, let's have priorities. You know what I'm saying? Like, and try to move accordingly, so that way we're not fucking getting the next person in that's again gonna do either the same or even worse. It's all up on us.
Yeah, I think right now, I think I haven't really given it too much thought, because it's just so, it's everything is nothing is so clear, nothing is clear at all with this politics and this whole election year, and who we have to choose from. Like everything is so like like nothing is clear, you know what I'm saying? That I haven't really been wanting to like really touch it, because I know I'm gonna delve into it. I'm gonna have to like really dive into it to really know what's going on. So I've been like procrastinating, kind of like I don't really want to address it, but I'm thinking that I'm actually gonna listen to people's ideas about why Trump.
Let's get see
Before, and the last election, and this is the different election. His family, he had a few family members that were like pro-Trump, right? Well, when they started saying that, they came to the house. That was the last time they came to the house, and I deleted them and unfriended them. I was like, if you say you're a Trump supporter, that in 2016, I was like, we're done, and I was done with a lot of people just off of that, right? But right now, I'm kind of like, I really don't even care who you're supporting. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of like, I might actually listen to what you might have to say right now. You know what I'm saying? That's how gray things are, how tricky shit is. Like, how talk about lack of trust. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's where you could put it. I don't trust shit that I'm fucking seeing. I don't trust nothing. Before I used to like I was telling him, I don't know if we had talked about this before, but I was telling him about the whole Hillary, that I was kind of like, well, Hillary better than Clinton, Clinton, Hillary better than Trump, right? And then with this whole thing that's coming up with the Clintons being involved with that Epstein Island shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, Trump is grabbing girls by the pussy, but Clinton's husband is going to go with little girls to this island, right? Like, so, and that's your husband, right? Like, so it's kind of like, I don't know, bro, like, damn, I was like, damn, and I was gonna vote for. I would have felt like shit.
Yeah, it's just because, like I said, we gotta keep. See, you gotta realize this. As much as you hate Trump's, look, this is where, if you really, really think about it, this is where it's at. Why are we mad at Trump? Because he's not saying shit about immigration. He's not speaking up about no black and brown issues.
Because his immigration is build walls and shit. That's right. What he's talking about.
That was his argument, right? Mm-hmm. But that was all just to get fucking people to vote, right? Like,
his immigration stance is no immigration. Is like is closing borders and limiting visas and
but all that. So it's because the way he plays it, So this is where I'm at with him. I will still say, is he good to be a president? Damn no. But you know what he has done is, even as much as he hasn't touched bases on the Epstein shit, or the child trafficking, and he doesn't really touch. Think about it. He doesn't touch it. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't go on rants about it. Nothing. He barely touches it. And that's if people question him about it, right? Well, it's because he knows he needs some of those votes. No matter how much he might not agree with them or things like that, he's not going to. It's like he's not going to fight for that. That's not what he's even. He's strategic. Like, he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not dumb. He plays dumb. You know what I'm saying? So, because of him, there are things that's like, he has a strong stance on saying he don't fuck around with no Nazi shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, he doesn't elect like Rogers that's up in the motherfucking table now. He didn't choose that guy, but nor does he say, I'm gonna go and fucking stop these Nazi rallies, or he doesn't touch it. He knows they have power. Regardless of what we might think, white people have power. So he doesn't go against that, but he will go against immigration because that's what the population is like, oh, get immigration out. Immigration is this. Immigration is so. All he's doing is playing his part, and you know why? For his own benefits. That's what's wrong with him. He's playing everything he's playing is for his own benefit, for his family, and hey, to each his own. That's your shit, you know. But that's where I end it with him. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, you know what I mean? But I mean,
I think the only thing-
China's. Sorry, not you know,
Okay.
China's whole contract that we had. He's the only one that went up against it. No one else gave a fuck. You get what I'm saying? And that is for America. I don't care what you guys think. That is to help here. That is something. Whether it did help or not, he still went against it. You know what I'm saying? So those are little things that I've learned to understand where some people, why some people might like him, you know, or not dislike him because of that. You know what I'm saying? So
The only thing that I'm kind of like at the point where it's like, no, I don't like about him, but I can at this point I can appreciate, I guess, is his the way he just talks about shit and he doesn't give a fuck.
yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
too.
Like, so because he's so like that and he's just like so emotional and he'll go onto Twitter and he'll just like say shit that he's a little bit more predictable than, like, for example, Hillary, that for me, like, she really had one over on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of other politicians in our history have done, you know what I mean? Until
Yeah.
after you're like, oh, okay, I mean, look at what the whole thing, what they did in the Middle East, right? They were like, oh, there's weapons of mass destruction. The Washington Post did a whole story on it and found that the U.S. lied to us. There was a whole, but nobody
Yeah.
even talks about it right now.
Right.
That the U.S. lied to us. That whole presidency, right, lied to us and saying that there was weapons of mass destruction that we needed to go and take care of.
Yeah.
And well, it was discovered that it was a lie. It was discovered the whole meetings of how they were gonna lie to us and everything was discovered. Right? Like everything. And so I'm like, well, at least with this guy, I feel like you're not going to discover too much in the hiding because he's just so emotional that he's kind of predictable. You kind of know, okay, you kind of know where he's going to do most. With the other people, they're really saying a lot of shit and they don't really go by it. And this fool, for the most part, he's been like in his campaign, he was like, I'm going to go for the wall. And he's been still, even though he hasn't fulfilled exactly what, but he hasn't switched it up.
That's
Either. So at least you know where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Where with these other people, it's like
there's so much cover up.
So much.
How much money about this?
Shit.
I mean, even with him, right? People are like, because even like I just said, he went against China and the little thing, right? But then people were like, oh, but China nominated what's his daughter or whatever?
Oh.
Best something, and it is true, you know, like they nominated her for best not entrepreneur, some type of clothing bullshit. I don't know, some bullshit weird shit out there, you know. And it's like, oh, it's white, but it's weird, right? It couldn't be that because he's trying to stop any business. Well, as far as like how much you're paying, as far as your percentage or not, that's the problem, you know. So I think all I just want to say is a reminder. Because Erica's taught me, you know, for sure. I mean, at least giving me that info all the time. Be open-minded. Be open-minded, you know, because something might come or somebody might try to teach you something or something, and you're so like, no, that it's just not going to get through to you, and it's just going to fly by you, you know? And I'm, like I said, I'm not for Trump. I'm not nothing. I'm not saying, oh, yeah, Trump, you know, but all I'm saying is, give the person on the other side, regardless if they agree with you or not, just let them give their talk, right? Like as long as the person ain't fucking like disrespecting you or some bullshit or calling you out your name or some fucking I don't know, like, calling me a beater or some shit. That I don't give a fuck. Tell me how much you love Trump and tell me why you love Trump and give me some real shit. And if it works out well, hey, cool. But
But
that's
and
not
if
my
you're,
cup
but
of
if
tea.
you're a Trump lover that's racist, that's using Trump to be a bully racist,
No.
then don't come at me, fool.
Yeah, I don't want to
be
hear
no
all that
fucking
weird shit.
Karen shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not listening to. That's not even educated shit.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said,
no.
that I just want to. I just because at the end of the day, we still have to continue to live and move on. So that's where I'm at. What is the best choice? What is the best choice? You know what I'm saying? Think about it, talk about it, see what it is, see what fits you. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm trying to say. With the election and stuff, and um, so I wanted to kind of bring that up. You know what I mean? That was another subject that I wanted to let everybody know. Like, voting's still going on. We still do need a president to be voted in or stay or whatever it is. And don't let all this shit that's going around and all the stuff that's posting take your mind away from the real shit because we still have to live. Like, for example, there's a stimulus check that they're trying to go through. The EDD. There's more people losing their, with the second lockdown. There's more people losing their jobs. Things like that. So, like, just stay focused. By this Friday, if they don't make up their mind, we're gonna wait a whole nother, 4 weeks, because they go on, Congress goes on vacation. So it's like, things like that. We gotta, we don't really watch too much news. I don't know if you do,
I don't watch
but
any news.
I don't watch any news. I try to go on to the news or look for
That's
it
what I
myself.
do.
There is information. There is things out there that you can find. Don't be like, oh, it's because I don't know the news and no one told me nothing. Hey, you know what? Send people to our podcast. Remember, subscribe, all that shit. So what I mean. Let's just keep each other informed. Let's respect each other. Um, Continue to push for whatever it is you're pushing, whatever, and I might not agree with it, but we still got to live here in this fucking earth together. And with the, like, look at the shit that happened in Beirut and Lebanon. It's like now it's like it's an attack. Trump just actually came out, actually said he believes it's an attack. Well, not that he knows, but our U.S. Army or our armed forces did indicate that it looked like an attack more than it looked like an explosion for like firecrackers or some shit that people are talking about. So there's people out there still, Lebanon and all has been having a fight, civil war for I don't know how long with Israel. So people are fucking dying still. Be careful, you know what I'm saying? I'm not from out there, or have family out there, but I'm sure there's people that do. I'm sure there's a lot of loved ones that were lost. I want to, I'm not trying to promote it or talk about it in a cloud, but I just want to recognize that there is an incident that did happen that lives were lost. And I hope those loved ones and people's families, are taken care of somehow or another. They are our allies. So like those are one of the things.
We're on this humanity trip still. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of love, children, mothers, fathers that were fucking lost today over what? You know what I'm saying? Even the war over there, over what? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we just smoke weed and freaking love each other?
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like, I just, those are a little bit of things that we wanted to talk about. We still want to support our local vendors. MC Antojitos will be having something this Saturday, I think, on Garfield. Let me look it up right quick, because I took a picture of this shit just to show you guys. Oh, no, Chuck, well, first we go to MC Antojitos. I wanted to support them, a little bit more, just remind you guys. A food sale benefit drive through. Please join them on Saturday, August 8th, starting at 8 a.m. on 919 North Garfield Avenue, Pasadena, California. It'll be 3 taco combination plates with a drink, rice and beans for $10 donation. And you have your choice of meats, birria, pastor, pork, carne asada, pollo. The phone number, I guess you could call in advance if you want to order something, 626-525-2141. That's M_ANTOJITOS. C_Antojitos here in Pasadena. Chubbs always has some shit. I had Chubbs thing right here in my back. Let me fucking get that too. This is just somebody that I like to push here in Pasa, So Chubbs also is gonna have some more food tomorrow. Go to their Instagram. Their Instagram is Chubbs C as in cat HUB as in boy B as in boy S_place. You gotta call those in, and you can't just pull up to his thing. You gotta call him in. His phone number is 626-345-8147. Place your order, pick up, and outdoor dining is available. Again, you can't just walk up because I don't have an address, so you need to call him, see what he has. He usually starts like around 1 or 2 at the latest, So call him, before that, and he pretty much sells out. So again, those are 2 people that I thought is important for us to push, and that's for this. Chubbs is tomorrow. He pretty much does it every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. MC Antojitos does it every so often, only like specifically. I know they're Thursday and Saturday. So what?
Sorry, we have an 18-year-old that doesn't realize we're on a podcast.
He does realize he's just dumb.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So,
Wow.
I apologize for that. We apologize for that. That's what happens when you smoke too much weed and you don't know how to act. So, thank you guys. Those are things that I want to know if you want to. Your friend. Just a reminder of your friend. That your name like you.
And
Monaco. Yeah. So that's still going on. I guess she doesn't want to say it. There's still, that's an actual place you can just pull up, and I don't know what they're doing right now. I know you could pull up by pre-calling and go in there, but that's again right there on Hester and Fair Oaks. See what they're doing, and just support your local vendors, support each other, you know what I'm saying? Black and brown all the time, you know what I'm saying? And we thank you guys every time you're here with us, stick with us, and we just want to appreciate. I do want to remind you, please subscribe, to our YouTube. Let everybody know that we're still trying to get our 1,000, you know what I'm saying, subscribers, and we appreciate you guys every time, every Wednesday for tuning in at 9. I would just say, Eric, we should do 2, but we really don't have the content as much right now, so we're just gonna keep it like where it is. But hopefully soon, we'll be able to push it up to get 2, and we'll get more content out there. And we should be actually. I was talking to one of the homies, and he was like, "Oh, the homie Buddy's like, how you on your show, fool? So maybe we could talk about other stuff, just to like change the whole."
Baca was like, "Oh, I want to be a thing." So I've had a couple of people that said that they wanted to be guests on the show. We got to make sure you're beans, because it's a bean podcast. So you got to show us your birth certificate. Nice.
No, so I want to thank you guys again. Reminder, every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and then, we upload it the next day or so to Podbean,
We're going to be trying to get our artwork corrected and stuff so that we can offer it on Google Podcast and iTunes as well.
Yeah,
but stay posted for that.
Yeah, so,
And DM us, please, with any topics or anything like that you guys want us to talk about, anything that you think it's important for us to talk about, on Zerasa for us to address, that we haven't addressed, or even if you want us to readdress.
Yeah, and remember, fuck that child trafficking shit, human trafficking shit, all piece of shit, anybody involved with that, so be careful, take care of our women, watch out for our kids, you know what I'm saying, and 2 beans in the pot. Always want to thank you guys, and I want to let you guys know. Have a good night.
See you next week.
Peace. Oh, thought I was doing it over here.